Welcome to yet another session of our show, Teach Me How to Cook. And today I have Peterson. I think this is his home because it's not the first time that we're interviewing him. He has been here on this show before. So, Peterson, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm okay, Peterson. Can you introduce yourself again? May we know who Peterson is again?
Yes, good day, viewers. My name is Peterson Yamanyu, and I'm a student at the University of London.
Peterson, which year are you at the university? Just refresh our memories.
I'm finally here.
Yeah, finally, so you'll be done soon.
Yes.
So after the break, thank you for your introduction. After the break, we're gonna dive into your festive season, how it was, what you did, and then we're gonna talk more about food and your culture once again after the break. And we are back with Teach Me How to Cook. I am with your boy, Peterson. Peterson, can you please tell us about your festive season? Firstly, we want to know, where did you spend your festive season?
My festive season, I was first in Windhoek for quite a few weeks, and then I left for South Africa, and then I came back. Then I went to Walvisby. From Walvisby, I came back to Windhoek again. So that's how I spent my festive.
Okay, when you went to SA, was it with friends and family or just with family?
Yes.
So how was it in SA?
It was beautiful. It was lovely. It was nice. It was time where we have to meet with the families, and we had to do more, to bond more with the families, and actually visit those that we love the most.
So you want to say that you have family in South Africa as well?
Yes.
Oh, you have family in South
Yes.
Africa. That's nice. Which tribe are you? Where are you from? that background, that's what we want to know. We are interested in that.
Okay. For me, family is anyone that is close to me, anyone that has an impact in my heart, in my life. I call them family, and not necessarily that they are by blood, but they are by God. I say that they are by the Lord. They are sent by the Lord to me. So in SA, I do have family because those are people that really play the most pivotal role in my life from very various reasons, and not really to say by blood, but they are family by heart.
Family by heart.
Yes.
Can you just take us through some activities? You know, it was festive season. When it comes to festive season, it's all about food. And what are some of the activities that you guys, what was going on in SA there? What did you guys do?
First of all, when it comes to the fun side of things, um, the seeing the family, conversating, and we visited some areas as well within the place. Saw some few animals that were on our accommodation side as well, and yeah, it was just mainly about spending more time with family. Really, we didn't do much. It was a time of us being together and bonding together as a family.
You said not family by blood.
Yeah, but by heart.
By heart.
Yes.
That should be awesome. So when we come back, we're gonna talk more about where you come from, and then what you guys, your favorite food and what you can cook, because I see you are quite a foodie and you like preparing food on TikTok. So we also want to know more about that after the break. And we are back. We are with our favorite, must we say, our influencer.
Not yet.
No, but yeah, we see your stuff. We see, and it's not about the numbers. If you are an influencer, you are just an influence. So, influencer, can you please tell us more about the food in your culture?
Okay, most of the food I really don't determine food according to culture. I determine food according to Africa. So if it's something that is indigenous from our grounds, I take it as my own cultural food, because these are food that came from our ancestral heritages, people that have come before us and gave us this, took the risk to try out these herbs, to try out this food, so to make sure that it's not toxic for our next generation. So really, I don't categorize food according to culture, but according to Africa. I see food as African food, not as cultural food.
What are some of your favorite African food?
I would say meat.
Meat.
One of my favorites is meat. I love meat. I live meat. I cannot throw away meat. But most importantly, I love dry meat, especially the biltong. They dry and then they make it dry, then they preserve it. I like the dry meat most of time. And also I love fish very much. I love fish, and I love this different leaf, foods such as spinach, or mutete, sweet potato leaves, cucumber leaves, pumpkin leaves, all those type of spinach. Like I love all of them, all the leaf, and mainly also cassava. I like cassava so much, especially
Cassava.
and plantain.
Plantain.
Yes.
So do you know which food are from which African country?
Yeah, I do.
Can you please take us through that?
Okay, most of the Western countries have plantain. They all have cassava. I think most of the food are similar when it comes across to African countries. The difference only comes in by the naming. Because I'm sure somewhere also in Nigeria, they also have sweet potato leaves. They also have mutete, they also have hibiscus. It's the same thing. So I think the difference only comes within the name. So any food can literally come from any African country.
But they just have different names.
Just the names are different.
But I say you are more into traditional food than any other.
I love. I'm on the journey now that I don't eat processed food. So most of it that I do is try to get the most organic food as I can get.
It's interesting to know that you are talking about processed food. And when we come back, we want to know more about it, because there might be somebody out there that want to know how can I abstain from processed food, and what is processed food actually, and what are you substituting it with after the break. We are back. Before the break, we spoke about, you spoke about the different African food, and you said that food is not about culture necessarily, but it's more about, Africa in general. And you also spoke about that you are on a journey, and the journey is all about you not eating processed food. Can you take us through that?
Recently, studies have been released according to science. I love reading, especially when it comes to research in science. That the most causes of most diseases that we have, whether it comes to sugar, whether comes to cancer, whether it comes to TB, whether it comes to all those bacteria, the reason why your body cannot handle those certain diseases is because of what you take inside in your body for yourself. What is going on? This thing is. Yes, as I was alluding earlier, processed food is the most leading cause of diseases, because number one, it starts with immunity, and it starts with making your body more stronger and more adaptable to the environments that you need. So trying to get the most organic and natural food you can get is the best way to create a more beautiful environment or great mechanism for you to defend your body against diseases. And things also such as weight gain for me was also another problem. I used to have difficulty walking, even breathing. It was really difficult for me, especially when it comes to the stairs and all that. So I don't like exercising. I don't like gymming. I don't like running. I don't like doing all that physical activity type of thing for me. But the most one that I can do, I think it's walking. So I decided to make a journey for myself to try how can I lose weight without exercising. So that's where I found more information, which is you having to cut out sugar, all the processed food, all the chemicals, because they cause hormonal imbalance. And once you take in more sugar, your body doesn't convert the fat anymore into energy. It rather converts the sugar into energy, and then it stores more fat in your body. So yes, here I am, and I've lost so much weight without eating processed food, and I didn't exercise. So, and really, when we say processed food, I'm speaking about ultra processed food, things such as flavored cool drinks, for example, eating different burger sauce, tomatoes. If you want to make tomato sauce, make it at your house. If you want to make mayonnaise, make it. There's always, for something to be processed, there was always a natural state of it before it became more chemicalized. So you can find out the more ingredients to make it as more natural as possible.
Well, so okay, that's very interesting. We will want to hear more about this processed food after the break. Before the break, you educated us about processed food and the dangers of processed food, and how you decided to go on a journey of eating as natural as possible, as organic as possible. Yes. And then you lost quite a lot of weight. I can also attest to that because I've seen you before this. How long did it take for you to get rid of that weight because of what you were eating, because of the lifestyle?
It took me about a month to 3 weeks. I've lost drastically. Like, first of the thing, I really cut out almost carbs and sugar. I didn't have sugar, I didn't have bread. If I had to take starch, I need to take it only in the mid-afternoon, and dinner is strictly protein. So my carbs were literally just, even breakfast, I didn't have breakfast. I also don't believe really in breakfast because I feel it kills your mood for the whole day when you have a sugar spike in your body. So if you want to have breakfast, the best alternative you can have is protein. Whether it's a piece of chicken, whether it's a piece of meat, whether it's just eggs with leaves or green leaves or tomatoes or whatever veggies you can combine your food with. So for me, it took about a month and 3 weeks, and then I could see the changes, whether it comes to body, whether it comes to my skin. I could see all the different changes that were happening to my body when I completely stopped eating processed food.
So your skin also changed.
Yeah.
I can see that you started glowing.
Sort of, I think my skin just started being
Yeah.
healthy as it could be.
So did you buy any takeaways? Because they say there was somebody that used to say that no food in a restaurant is really healthy. Even if you go to go get a salad, they still have to make sure that the food is tasty. So I want to know, did you buy any takeaways, healthy takeaways, anything, or did you decide to cook everything yourself that month?
Usually I cook back home. If I have to go out, I make sure I eat at home. And if I have to go out, I make sure if they have eggs, I buy the eggs, boiled eggs. I strictly ask, please give me 6 boiled eggs with only salt and pepper. And for example, if I want steak or a lamb shank, I'll literally ask them to just cook it with salt and pepper. If I want steak, I tell them only strictly salt and pepper. There's no other additives in it or other things in it. So I strictly just stick to salt and pepper. Whether they're giving me broccoli, and if they have to fry the broccoli, I tell them it's either use coconut oil or virgin olive oil. So that is the best oil, seed oils you can get. But otherwise, with frying, I cook with beef tallow.
Did you also cut out things like sugar
Yeah, completely. I
completely?
don't even touch anything with sugar in it. I don't take it. Whether it's a drink, whether it's a bread, if it has sugar, if it has milk sugar, I don't touch.
Is at some point that you feel like your body needed the things that you cut? How did your body react?
It was challenging by first because once you stop, at least when it comes to going to a week there, your body you start cravings. You want sugar, you want something sweet, you are craving for chips, you want that. But it's a mental battlefield. You need to be strong when you're on that journey. But the longer you take, when it comes to the second week or the third week, trust me, your cravings go. Then you get actually, when you get more energy, even when you wake up and you don't eat processed food, there's something for your body that just gives you more energy, and your grades will really be good as well. and you have more nights of studying, your memory becomes very good because you are washing out all these flash toxins out of your body and replacing it with new nutritious value, because most of the things we get from the shops have no other nutritious value. Things such as cold drink, the only thing it offers is sugar, and the other ones are artificial minerals or vitamins, which really the body does not take as effective as you're getting from the source itself.
So just to make sure, you did not starve yourself, you just changed your lifestyle.
Yes, I changed my lifestyle and I changed the diet.
Because I know most people always think that for them to lose weight, they have to starve themselves.
No.
And then they starve themselves, and then you see them getting back that weight within a month or so. But I gotta say that you've been quite consistent.
Yes.
And the other thing that I want to know, Peterson, is what are the favorite foods that you use to prepare, and how did you prepare that? Because as per your TikTok account, you prepare different types of food, and we want to know how do you prepare the food. Which food are your favorite food?
Okay.
Yeah, you can name them, and then you can take us through the preparations.
Okay. At the moment, I don't think I have a specific to say. I have a dish like I have this and this, like a name of a dish. I try to create my own recipes and try to be creative around the food I cook. So most of the things I cook it out of my own curiosity of trying out different food. So, but my most favorite one is cooking eggs into okra. I like eating eggs with okra. Plus okra and eggs. I love eating that, especially when it's paired with porridge, which is pap. And the other one is plantain with pap as well. But I like it. I like ripe plantain because it's easier. It makes this sort of soft, palatable, mashable consistency in it, which is very nice to eat with or to pair it with porridge. And you can also be creative about it and cook it within the porridge. So those are just things that I tried myself. When it comes to food, I'm very curious on how will this go with this and how will this taste with this. So really, there's no specific dish, but I'm ready always to try the new dish for myself.
I want to know about okra first. How does one prepare okra? Because and plantain also. Okay, start with okra. How do one prepare okra?
Okra, most of the time people don't like that it's slimy and they don't like that consistency.
Is it a type of flour?
No, it's like you have this. It's sort of a root, not root, but it's a vegetable. Where it's like a type of seed pod type of thing. Because once it gets dry, that seed breaks, and then the seed pod exposes other seeds to the external for growth. But like it's just like a seed pod. It's like the way you have a tomato growing on a tree, the okra also has. It's just a seed pod. So it's not really a flower. I can't really say it's a flower. It's just a seed pod. And okra is for someone that never had it or seen it, it's disgusting because of the scratching. But I like overcooking it. That takes off most of the slimy thing of it. Or what I do, I'll leave it in the water for like two water washes or 2 water stays for like a day, and then I remove that water and then I wash it again. Then I leave it in water with vinegar. That allows the stickiness really not to be in the okra or in the stew. Then it makes it a bit, soupy like. So yeah, I just prepare it. I make sure I overcook it. If I don't want the slime, I cook it with vinegar or let it stay in water for a very long time.
Do you put any spices, or is it just a seed that you just cook in water, or what do you do?
I don't use spices, especially when it comes to spices. I don't buy spices from the shop. If I have to put in my food, what I put is herbs, or if it's a spice, it needs to be, for example, paprika. It needs to be chili that is powder grounded, or ginger that is powderly grounded, and I grind it. So it needs to be in the form of powder. But most of the times I use herbs, and for taste I just use salt and pepper. And when it comes to buying also in the shops, I love hint spices. Hint spices are purely organic. They don't have any other additives in it. So yeah, I go for those options.
I'm still a bit curious about okra. Yeah, I just want to know, like, okra. It's. I've seen the plant, and I know some people also drink it. They make water. Apparently, it cleanses people. But I want to know, can you cook it with something else, or is it just?
Any protein of your choice, whether it's meat, whether it's fish, whether it's whatever protein pair you have, you can always pair it with okra. And it also depends on what you can either put it in beans. It's just the creativity around. It's a leaf at the end of the day. So when you are cooking,
Or is it like spinach?
yeah, you take it as a vegetable. It's just the way it is. It's presented like that. So whether you want to make it in a salad, it's up to you. You don't have to cook it. You can cut it in small pieces. You add it to your salads with other
Sour,
veggies.
bitter, anything.
It tastes like cucumber. It's freshly tasted. It's just it's normal. It doesn't taste.
So how which okay, maybe I like trying out this west, especially I know okra is more western, or maybe like you said in the previously that it's not about where the plant or what is from. It's like I like to think that it's like who makes it more famous.
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
I used to think it's Ghana.
No, Nigeria makes more okra because they even dry it and then they make it into powder as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I wanna know, because I wanna go try out okra, but I don't wanna regret trying it out. I just wanna know about the smell and everything.
No, there's no smell to okra. If you eat cucumbers,
Mm.
there's nothing wrong with okra. It's definitely the same consistency. It's the same, the taste, because that is a water-based plant as well. So it has most liquid in it as well. So it's not that it's very, it has a specific smell. It doesn't have a specific smell, but rather if you can eat cucumber, you can eat okra. It's the same thing. It's just that the consistency that is more water and this is more slime, water slime.
Let's talk about plantain. What is plantain?
Plantain is, I said it's a potato because if I say it is a banana, it will not make sense. But however, plantain is sort of a banana-like fruit that also grow on a banana-like tree, but this is just more different. It's more harder, it's more firm. But however, when it gets overripe, it's just in a consistency of a banana. It's also very sweet. And yeah, this is something you can cook it in place of potatoes, for example. When you're making your stew, you can always throw plantain in it, but it's also sweet. Or the best one I can say, it's more of a sweet potato rather than a potato. So you can fry them the same way you fry a potato. You can make them into chips if you want to eat chips. You can cook them into stew if you want to make a stew. You can put them on a pizza if you want to put them on a pizza bread. It's all up to you because that is just, take it as a potato. That's what I would say.
Okay, let's move over to fufu. We know what is okra now. We know what is plantain. I'm just somebody who's watching would also want to know because it's something that we are curious about. Can you? I wanna because I know you also like. Is it fufu? Whatever it. I don't know. What is fufu? I think that I know what fufu is, but I'm not really sure because I think it's also in our tradition.
Fufu is just, okay, that is another Western name, but for us we just call it bombo. Like it's just a flour. Okay, first it's a root of a plant, of a tree, which you need to be very careful. It needs to be specially prepared because there's certain part in the middle where you take out a certain root because if you eat that, it's poisonous. So this dish or this cassava root came from where during colonialization when the slaves were hungry, they had nothing to eat, so they could just take the tree and take out the root and dry it and found ways to make a meal out of it. So it needs to be specially prepared. You just can't go and then take the root and then do it yourself because sometimes there's a root in between there that you need to remove that is very toxic. So fufu is just prepared like pap, like maize, but that one is more longer and it's harder to cook. So I already buy the cook one. I don't cook it because it's very hard to cook and it really, you need a lot of power, especially when it comes to the consistency of keeping it thick and pounding it again to make sure it's in the firm and it's together properly for you to grab and eat with a shoe. So I would rather buy something that is already prepared.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Peterson. It was really nice having you on the show again. We had you on another show, but you are backward because, yeah, you wear many hats, man. We gotta say that. Thank you so much for joining us again, and we'll most definitely go try out some of these meals, the dishes. We've learned so much today from you, especially in terms of processed food. And I will take your advice, and also because I've seen what it has done to you, and I'm sure the person watching this also would also want to follow in your footsteps, because I think that that is the most healthiest way to really do lose weight and to go on a diet. Thank you for being on the program. See you till next time.
Thank you for having me.